You have awakened to the most garbage F-level ability Splash. I can only moisten my lips for the school flower every day. Your classmates laugh at you for being a waste, so when fighting they naturally push you out as bait. But the next second you, who were supposed to be bait, began to kill in all directions. Everything is only because you have awakened to the sublimation system of all things. Sublimated the originally most useless Splash into the super SSS level ability Poseidon Wrath. At this moment the wind was wrapped in a dull atmosphere. Scrape through the ruins of the abandoned steel planted. A brute force pushes you over. The gravel rolled down under his feet. It makes a piercing, crisp sound. You hold your figure. Added the washed white cuffs of the school uniform. His eyes swept over the entrance of the black factory in front of him. Something was roaring inside. The sound of shaking deep in the throat. Iron dense. At least a dozen. The lowest level ability should be aware of being a bait. Lin Tianyao's slow voice came from behind him. The young master of the Lin family in Jiangsu was playing with a staff that was all red. The beating flames of the tip of his staff reflected the sneer on the corner of his mouth. Second order fire staff is a staff. Need just this staff. It's enough for ordinary people to eat for 3 lifetimes. The Pathfinder team is in place. The follower next to Lin Tianjiao shouted loudly, "Cowards! Z clearly. This is the destination of the weakest at the lowest level." Dozens of students who participated in the actual combat assessment stood behind the safety line. The gaze is complicated. There is sympathy. There's good fortune. I'm glad I'm not the one who was pushed out. Keling F. Grade Spray, an ability that can only spit. I heard that he was at the bottom of the awakening ceremony a month ago, directly assigned to the bait class. The decoy squad was originally intended for regular combatants. There is no way to be selected. Whispering into my ears. You turn a deaf ear. You pull a coin out of your trouser pocket. The edges are polished to a shine. Ow. 谁说猫? Bow. Belician. 100. Current progress 99. It's been a month from the day he was judged to be F-class in the awakening ceremony. This panel hangs in the upper right corner of your field of view. Whenever someone laughs at you, belittles you, and tramples on your dignity, the progress bar will jump forward 1 block. A month of cold eyes and humiliation. In exchange for 99 of the progress, it's just 1 point away. You catch the coin. The pads of his fingers rubbed against the rough, rusty surface. The corners of his mouth rose slightly. Lin Xiao is right. You turn around. The tone was casual, as if talking about what to eat in the cafeteria today. The first order there. Group. It all depends on Lin Xiao to show his power. Lin Tianyao narrowed his eyes. He can't read your expression. A weak man who is about to be pushed into the wolf's den as bait. It shouldn't be this kind of look. It's so calm. Calm to the point of being uncomfortable. But this discomfort lasted only half a second. Was suppressed by a strong sense of superiority. It's just an F grade. A useless thing that can only squeeze a few drops of water out of your fingertips. No matter how calm you are, it can't change the fact of being crushed. Less nonsense. Lin Tianjiao put away his staff. The chin faces the factory 1. Get in. Ding. Lin Tianjiao's extreme lightness was detected. 10 shock. The numbers on the panel jumped. 99. Unchanged. You frowned slightly. Added 10 points. The progress bar is not moving. You quickly glanced at the small grey print at the bottom of the panel. I haven't noticed it before. The total amount of shock required to activate is 10 0 points. Current cumulative 9,000 cent. 10,000. Distance activation remains 90 points. Not 1 point. It is 90 points. You are silent for 2 seconds. The progress bar shows 99 correct, but 99 corresponds to 9,900 points, plus the 10 o'clock just now. Now it is 9,910 points. There are still 90 points left. Based on the experience of the past month, the average person's light can only provide 1 to 5 points at a time. Lin Tianyao, the eldest young master's extreme lightness, gave 10 points. 90 points. Rely on being scolded. At least a dozen rounds have to be touched. But if you flipped a coin, look at the wolf eyes flashing green light in the depths of the factory. The curvature of the corners of the mouth becomes meaningful. What if you can do something extremely shocking? Let's go. Thousands of things. The follower fork pushed you. You didn't resist. Followed the thrust into the factory. Footsteps echoed through the empty steel ruins. The dome above the head was broken with several large holes. The grey skylight cut pillars of light. Illuminatus, the rusty rails crisscrossing the ground. The air was filled with a strong odor. Whispers came from all directions. Surrounded. More than 10 pairs of green eyes flashed in the shadows. A first-order strange beast. Gaia Wolf. It's not strong alone, but the wolves cooperate. The second-order awakener is also lonely and has to peel off the layer. Lin Tianyao took 4 followers to go around from the side. Occupy favorable terrain. He threw his staff to the ground. Flames rise. Illuminatus the entire area. Everyone is around. Lin Tianyao smiled. Glanced at you in the wolf pack town. Don't be afraid. Just stand there. Don't move. Just attract firepower. I'll fix it. Thank you, Lin Xiao. You stand at the base of the the iron wall, backed by cold steel plates. The tone is sincere. The first gale wolf moved. The grey figure accelerated instantly, wrapped in a layer of pale green wind blades, straight to your throat, extremely fast. You didn't run. You didn't even raise your hand. You just tilted your head slightly. His eyes went over the pounced wolf shadow, fell further away in the dark. Then there was an extremely hidden aura fluctuation. Not a strange beast. It's a person, and strong. Your attention is back in front of you. The dew claw is 10 centimeters from your throat. Your right index finger is slightly raised. A drop of water condensed on the fingertips. Crystal clear, small, insignificant. Level ability. Spray. Water droplets pop out. Silent, extremely fast, accurately hit the tear gland of the gale wolf's right eye. The wolf's pupils shrank suddenly. Physiological stimuli deflected at a distance of 10 centimeters. The head slammed into the iron wall behind you. There was a circle sound. He fainted on the spot. The whole process takes less than a second. The hidden breath in the dark. There was a momentary fluctuation. You have excellent ears. I even heard a sound so soft that it was almost non-existent. Female voice. Cool, with a hint of surprise. You didn't look back. Corners of his mouth hooked imperceptibly. Final. The numbers beat quietly. Didn't detect slight unexpected emotions of an unknown observer. 5 shock. Current cumulative. 9,915. 10,000. Left. 85 points. Inadequate. It is not enough. But that's okay. You withdraw your finger. Leaning back against the iron wall. Looking at Lin Tianjiao, who was swallowing flames and showing off his power on the opposite side. The show has just begun. And at this time, Lin Tianjiao, after defeating the third gale wolf, I looked back at you who were still standing under the wall. A hint of darkness flashed in his eyes, lowered his voice, whispered to the followers around him. The follower nodded, took out a small sealed porcelain bottle from his arms. The bottle is marked with a mark. Animal powder. Contraband specially designed to attract high-level beasts. Lin Tianjiao pursed his lips. The gaze falls on the back of your school uniform. He wants it, never just let you be bait. He wanted the coin. That rusty coin your parents left behind. The Lin family's intelligence shows that coin contains some very special energy fluctuations. An F-rated underdog. Why have that kind of thing? It would be better to dissipate it here. Lin Tianjiao winked at his follower. Followers understand. Quietly approaching your direction, and you are still leaning against the wall, casually flipping a coin. Coin spin. Draw. An arc in the air. Frosty's surface. Under the light of the fire. A faint blue shimmer flash that did not belong to Rust. A flash, he disappeared. No one noticed. The fire devoured the last gale wolf. Lin Tianjiao put away his staff and stood there. The followers immediately gathered around to praise him. Tianjiao Yong Master is mighty. The A-class flame is indeed domineering. This is the real genius. Like some people, it will only shrink in the corner and tremble. The speaker's gaze is deliberately directed at you. You are standing next to the fainted wind wolf. Poked the wolf's ears with interest. Xiao Leduo, Lin Tianjiao, came over with a concerned face. I wasn't scared just now. A wolf rushed towards you. I didn't have time to stop it. You're not hurt. It's okay. Lin Shao, you stand up. Patted the ash on his knee. The wolf hit the wall and fainted. Maybe I ran too fast and didn't stop. I fainted myself. The follower laughed. Luck is good. Lin Tianjiao did not answer. He doesn't care. A first-order gale wolf is wrapped. Even if you get away with it, what can be changed? Next, arrangements. That's the point. Others, take a 5-minute break. Lin Tianjiao lowered his voice and explained to the follower. Next we go deep into the core area. When he said this, a follower has quietly circled behind you. Fingers pinching the porcelain bottle stopper. Twist it gently. A stream of almost imperceptible powder wine. Exactly on the inside of the collar on the back of your school uniform. Animal powder. Colorless and tasteless. But you smell it. Extremely light fishy sweetness. It was like the breath of old energy mixed with some kind of mineral. You glanced at the hand that was withdrawn by the follower with your peripheral light. He looked at the fake slow concerned expression on Lin Tianjiao's face again. I know it clearly. A few numbers hang quietly on the panel. Current shock value. 9,915 10,000. Left. 85 points. Ordinary contempt can't add much. But if what happens next is enough, it's dramatic. You don't make a sound. No debunking. You just obediently follow the line. To the core area. There was just the right amount of nervousness and urgency on his face. The acting skills are full. Dark. Zhu Xing'an is half on the steel beam 30 meters away. The hem of the black tactical trench coat fluttered slightly in the wind. She is a secret invigilator sent by the military. Just now you bounced water droplets into the hand that blinded the wolf's eye. She saw it clearly. It's a bit interesting. Zhu Xing'an gave a 2-word evaluation in his heart. That's all there is to it. She paid more attention to Lin Tianjiao's actions. Animal powder. She smelled it. Military contraband appeared in the student assessment. This matter itself is enough for the Lin family to drink a pot. But she didn't stop it immediately. She needs to see what Lin Tianjiao wants to do, and what choices you will make in a desperate situation. It was a collapse cry for help. Still, is something else. Core area. The space in the depths of the factory suddenly opened up. There are deep claw marks on the ground. It wasn't left by wolves. The width of the claw marks is more than half a meter. The steel plate on the edge is torn and rolled. Like paper, faces of the followers changed. Young Master Tianjiao. This claw mark, at least it was left by a second order or higher strange beast. Lin Tianyao glanced at it. His expression remained unchanged. What are you afraid of? At most there are a few second order chop left that slip through the net. I can handle it alone. When he said this, the gaze swept over the collar of your back intentionally or unintentionally. It takes 15 minutes for the effect of the attractant powder to fully spread. 7 minutes have passed now, and other powders are fully effective. Your body will smell like a flare. Attract all the strange beasts within a radius of 3 miles. When the time comes, in the midst of chaos, the fall of an F-class underdog, who cares? Lin Tianyao calculated the time in his heart. Smile on his face became more and more calm. However, he did not know. Your calculations are more accurate than he is at the moment. 7 minutes. The second order strange beast did not come. There are only 2 possibilities. There are indeed no second order strange beasts in this area. There are higher levels of existence in this area. Second order strange beast did not dare to step into its territory at all. You glanced at the half-meter wide claw marks on the ground. I took another look at the irregular holes above my head. It wasn't caused by natural collapse. Something smashed through the roof from the outside. Enter this space, and then stay here all the time. Your heartbeat is steady at 62 beats per minute. The ground began to shake. Extremely slight. Frequency is low. It was like some kind of huge heart beating underground. The followers haven't noticed it yet. Lin Tianyao was still joking with people, but you feel it, not from afar. It's right underfoot. You look down at the gap between the rails. In the dark, 2 dark red light spots lit up like 2 red-hot iron balls. That's the eye. You pick up your head. The tone was flat. Lin Chao, your dose of animal powder. It seems a little big. Lin Tianyao's face fused. The ground exploded. The steel floor splits from the center. Debris and railroad debris soared into the air. A gray behemoth the size of a minivan burst out of a crack in the ground. The iron-gray carapace covers the whole body. Second order strange beasts. Ironclad rhinoceros. Closely followed. The second and third heads. In just 5 seconds, 12 ironclad rhinoceros rushed out from the ground, trampled the ground of the entire core area to cracks. They are all dead to you. To be precise, bedtown smells of animal powder lingering on your collar. Oh my god. The followers were so frightened that they crawled back. Lin Tianyao's face became miserable in the firelight. He expected to attract at most 3 or 5 second order strange beasts. Take the opportunity to solve people in the chaos. But 12 heads. This is not an opportunity to solve people. It was a reckless attack. I retreated. Lin Tianyao. The staff slammed into the ground. A wall of fire rose, temporarily blocked the rhinoceros herd's charging route. Come on! He turned around and ran. 4 followers followed. 1 out of more than a dozen steps. Lin Tianyao turned around abruptly, shouting at you. You're good. I'm going to move the rescue. Acting skills are good, but his steps did not slow down in the slightest. You stand still, looking at the back of Lin Tianjiao and his party, disappearing into the factory passage. Expressionless. The wall of fire is receding. Up to 5 seconds. The wall of fire will go out. You didn't run. What you need is shock. Current shock value 9,915. 10,000. Left 85 points. You need a performance that is powerful enough. The audience's gaze swept over the steel beam 30 meters away. The hidden aura is still there, and because of the appearance of rhino herds, the fluctuation frequency of that breath increased significantly. The other party is nervous, is hesitating to make a move. That's enough. You move your fingers. Quickly scan the surrounding terrain. Rusty rails, collapsed support columns, half-collapsed domes. The surface of the rails is covered with a layer of aged rust. The coefficient of friction is extremely low. The support pillars were already crumbling from the vibration of the rhinos as they rushed out of the ground. The hole in the dome is located exactly to the left of the rhinoceros head. The gravel can fall at any time. F-grade. i.e. specifications. The maximum amount of water condensed is about 200 ml. Hearing range 2 meters. 200 ml of water. 12 ironclad rhinoceros. Confrontation head on. I can't even scratch the itch, but you never thought of going head on, hun. Wall of fire went out. 12 ironclad rhinoceros broke out at the same time. The iron hooves crushed the ground, crushing towards you. You open your eyes. You didn't back down. Instead, take a step to the right. Precisely stepped on a collapsed steel frame beam. Then start running. Not running away. It is along the steel frame. Run towards the area of the railroad tracks on the side of the rhino herd. Your route selection is extremely drilling. Every step is on the edge of the rhino's vision blind spot. 3 seconds. You run to the railroad tracks area. Raise your hands at the same time. Fingertips of 10 fingers ooze water droplets at the same time. All the ability reserves poured out at this moment. Not catapult. It's smearing. Water droplets turn into a fine water film. Accurately cover the surface of the 3 sections of railroad tracks that rhinos must pass through. A thin layer. Almost invisible. But Enough. Iron hooves of the first ironclad rhinoceros stepped on the rails covered with water film. The originally rusted and smooth track surface is under the action of water film. The coefficient of friction drops to almost zero. The 3-ton ironclad rhinoceros suddenly lost grip during a full speed charge. Its body leaned violently. The huge inertia makes it like an out-of-control cannonball. Crash straight into the crumbling support pillar next to it. Rumble. The support column breaks from the bottom. The steel beam of the dome connected to the top of the column collapsed. Tons of steel fragments fell from high altitudes. The second and third ironclad rhinoceros following behind him in the middle. Chain reaction. The fourth rhinoceros stepped on the second section of the water film. The fifth and sixth heads followed closely behind and collided into a ball. The remaining rhinos were blocked by the giant repelling bodies of their companions. The sound of a carapace colliding roared in the factory. 5 seconds. The group charge of 12 second-order ironclad rhinoceros disintegrate by 200 milliliters of water in 5 seconds. On the steel beam in the dark, Zhu Qing'an had already stood up straight. The fingers held on the handle of the knife turned white due to force. Her lips parted slightly. The pupils contracted to the limit. F-grada. Oh. You do this with an F-rated splash, not a fight. It is a sweep-level battlefield control. The emotions that surged up at that moment were not a slight accident. It was a huge, irrepressible shock. Numbers are beating like crazy. Being extreme shock to detect an unknown observer. Shock. 80-80. Current cumulative. 995. 10,000. I now smash. 5 points. Only 5 points. Then you hear footsteps. Lin Tianyao ran back. Not because of the discovery of conscience. It was because the passage was smelled by another group of wind marks. He was pinched from front to back. There's no way to escape. Can only turn back. Lin Tianyao rushed into the core area. The scene he saw short-circuited his brain. The 12-headed ironclad rhinoceros is crooked from east to west, peeled into a ball of scrap metal. And you stand in the middle unscathed. Rusty coin was being tossed. Cash. The gaze turned, met Lin Tianyao's eyes. Lin Xiao, you smile. What about the rescuers? Lin Tianyao's lips trembled violently. His brain refuses to process the information in front of him. How did you? The words did not fall. The ground under his feet shook again. This time, not from afar. The source of the vibration is directly below, under the wreckage of the 12 ironclad rhinoceros. Deeper underground, breathtaking red evil aura gushed out from the cracks in the ground. The last complete ceiling on the dome, smashed from the inside by a huge crimson palm. Debris fell like a torrential rain. In the smoke and dust, a huge black shadow fell from the hole in the dome, smashed to the ground. The shock made everyone's feet slip. Height is 5 meters, covered in dark red rough skin. Crimson eyes have no pupils, only pure malice. The third order peak. Lord-level beast. Bloodthirsty demon ape. The absolute overlord of this ruin. Lin Tianyao's staff slipped from his hand. He didn't even have the strength to bend down to pick it up. The demon ape bowed his head. Crimson eyes swept across the audience. Then it stretches out a hand. Took the follower closest to it. There is no time to scream. Fingers together. The golden mist exploded. Lin Tianyao finally regained his voice. It was an invisible scream. You are standing 15 meters away. Look up at the 5-meter-tall monster. Numbers on the panel flashed quietly. Current shock value. 9,995. 10,000. Left. 5 points. Your heart is still beating 62 beats per minute. Coins spin between your fingers. A blue glimmer flashed. The ape's gaze locks on you. The ape didn't give anyone time to react. It brought up the second place follower. Fell on the rails. 2 rails broke. The body became blurry. The remaining 2 followers finally collapsed. Run away. The demon ape tilted his head. I chose the one on the left. 1 step across a distance of 15 meters. Giant palms fall. Ground collapsed into a 2-meter deep pit. It turns around. The crimson eyes were aimed at Lin Tianxiao. Other, stay back. Lin Tianyao's teeth are fighting. The flames at the tip of the staff shook harder than his hands. Knew that running was useless. I am an A-level. I am the heir of the Lin family. Lin Tianyao roared. The staff is raised above the top. The spiritual power of the whole body frantically poured into the staff body. A torrent of flames with a diameter of 2 meters. The frontal bombardment hit the chest of the demon ape. Go ahead. Smoke and dust dispersed. The demon ape stood in place. The dark red skin on his chest didn't even darken in color. It glanced down at its chest. He glanced at Lin Tianxiao again. The expression seems to be saying, that's it. Lin Tianyao's pupils contracted violently. The demon ape raised his foot. Take a step. Staff is broken. Together with Lin Tianyao's right hand holding the staff, it sank into the ground. My hand. Lin Tianyao screamed and fell to the ground. My whole body twitched. Some kind of warm liquid spreads from the trouser leg. The air was filled with a stench. Demon ape raised his other hand. Towards Lin Tianyao's head, he covered it. At this moment, an icy blue light burst out from the steel beam 30 meters away. Zhu Qing'an Xian jumped down from the hiding place. The black trenchcoat unfolds in the air. Hold a high-frequency concussion blade in each hand. With all his might, he slashed down on the spine of the ape's back. Class ability. Extremely cold cracks new. The moment the blade touches the skin, a layer of frost condensed on the back of the demon ape. Then it stopped. Zhu Qingyan felt a terrifying counter-shock. Severe pain came from her tiger's mouth. The golden energy slipped down the hilt. Self-printed. The full power of two S-class high-frequency shock blades. On the back of the third order peak lord, there was only a shallow one that was almost invisible. The demon ape turned his head. Arm sweep. Zhu Qingyan crossed the stall. A shutdown. Her body flew out backwards. His back slammed into the wreckage of the furnace 30 meters away. The iron walls of the furnace recessed into a human figure. She slipped out of the depression. Kneel on your knees. The two blades were stuck in the ground, barely holding up their bodies. The golden light kept overflowing from the corners of his mouth. Military S-class elite. One blow seriously injured. Despair filled everyone's chest like molten iron. Demon ape turned back to its original target here. You're still standing 15 meters away. The posture is exactly the same as before the ape appeared. Backed by iron walls. The coin in his hand flipped between his fingers. Heartbeat 62. The numbers on the panel lit up quietly. Current shock value 1995 10,000. Left 5 points. You look up. The gaze went over the demon ape, looked at Zhu Qingyan, who was kneeling in the distance. In her icy blue eyes, there is an emotion that you are very familiar with. Oh, not fear. I am unwilling. It is pure despair that cannot change anything, even if you try your best. Zhu Qingyan spat out a word. The voice was hoarse and Yard could hardly hear it. The ape has taken steps towards you. You put away the coins, patted the ash on the school uniform. Hold your horses. Your voice is not loud, but it penetrated all the afterglows and wails with unusual clarity. Then you step out of the shield of the iron wall towards the demon ape. Zhu Qingyan's pupils dilated suddenly. One F grade in front of the third order. Peak Lord took the initiative to greet it. That moment, all her training, all common sense, all battlefield experience. None of them can explain the picture in front of them. The heart stopped beating in the chest. Then it jumped violently. Panel. The last number jumped. Ding Zhu Qingyan's extreme despair was detected. Shock. Year 50. Current cumulative 1045. 10,000. The activation conditions have been met. Sublimation system for all things officially activated. The pale blue panel explodes with golden light in front of your eyes. Second, the golden light exploded from the panel. Your vision is completely engulfed. Sublimation system for all things officially activated. The host's current ability, F-class splash. The number of times it can be sublimated. 1 time. Whether or not to consume 1,000 shock points against F-level abilities. Spray. Sublimation. You didn't hesitate. Sublimation. The moment my mind fell. The line of grey text on the panel of F-grade splashes began to tremble violently. The old text is broken. New text reorganization. Sublimation success. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the only super SS level ability. The Wrath of the Sea God. Ability description. Control the source of all waters. He held the power of the sea god. Water is the first element of heaven and earth. It can be attacked, defended, and transformed. No range limit. There is no upper limit on power. Current shock value balance. 9,045 points. The golden light dissipated. See the real world again. Less than half a second passed. The demon ape is taking the second step towards you. The huge soles of the feet fell on the tracks, crushed to rails. Its giant palm has been covered. That shadow completely covers your body. You didn't run. You look up. The magic ape clearly sees the change in your eyes. The original dark pupils start from the center point, eroded by a rich blue color. It is the color of the sea. You spoke. The sound is not loud. The tone was no different from when he joked before. Water. It's not used that way. You snap your fingers, strike the index and middle fingers of the right hand. There was a slight crisp sound. Then the whole world fell silent. Silence in the physical sense. All sounds within a radius of 100 meters disappear at the same moment. Replaces the sound. It is water vapor. Every drop of moisture left in the ruins of the steel planty. In rust pores in ground cracks and free in the air. All water molecules receive instructions at the same moment. They moved. Convergence from all directions. The ground under your feet begins to spread outward in circles of blue lines. Like water waves. Like some kind of ancient formation totem. The giant palm of the demon ape is 2 meters above your head. It smashed down. Full power. The moment the palm wind smashed down. A 10-meter diameter, aqua blue light cake cluster rushes in the blue lines under your feet. A 10-meter diameter, aqua blue light. Cake age. The blue lines under your feet. There was no omen. There is no charge. Inside the light column is seawater rotating at high speed. Every cubic centimeter of water molecules is rotating at speeds exceeding the speed of sound. The centrifugal force generated instantly breaks down any object it touches. Demon ape's giant palm hit the water column. It is not a gradual slow down. It is a sudden stop from full speed to 0 speed. The high-speed water flow cut a shallow opening in the palm of the demon ape. The golden liquid flowed out. The crimson eyes of the demon ape are clear. Confused confusion arises for the first time. This human cub is not much larger than an ant. Water. A wound was cut in its palm. The demon ape waved his hand and slapped the water column, or tried to slap it away. The water column recondenses after being shattered for a few tenths of a second. Liquids do not have a fixed form. There is no point in breaking it up. It will be reorganized immediately. You're done. Your voice comes from the center of the water column, with a kind of plainness that makes people itch their teeth. It's my turn. You raise your right hand. The 5 fingers are slightly open. The sky outside the hole in the dome above changed color. The gray-white sky was engulfed in a dark blue cumulonimbus cloud within 3 seconds. The clouds rotate at an accelerated pace, forms a huge vortex. It was poured in through the hole in the dome. It is no longer an off-white skylight. It's water. Monstrous waves fell from the sky, splits and reorganized in mid-air, transformed into a huge palm made of water. It falls from above, precisely and unstoppably. He grabbed the neck of the bloodthirsty demon ape. The 5-meter-tall demon ape was held in place by the giant palm of water. It struggled. The arms were frantically tearing the hand made of water. Here a gap every time. But the gap was filled by new water in a fraction of a second. Water has no weaknesses, for water has no form. You can't break water. Your blue eyes stared at the trapped ape. The numbers on the panel have gone crazy. Ding super shocked. To detect Su Qingdan, or 200 shock. Ding Lin Guanyao's extreme fear and cognitive collapse were detected 1 shock. Ding detected the mental breakdown of an unknown follower shock 80. Ding collective shock of multiple observers behind the remote observation setup was detected. Current shock value balance 9,975 points. The numbers are still jumping. You are enchanted. Wait until it struggles enough. The strength of the demon ape's struggle is weakening, not because of giving up. It was because the grip strength of the water giant palm continued to increase. But it hasn't lost its vitality yet. Vitality of the 3rd order, peak lord. Far more tenacious than anything you've ever dealt with before. Take it easy. You talk to yourself. The tone was like waiting for a pot of water to boil. The demon ape did not give up the struggle. It opens its mouth wide. A red aura erupted. Evil shockwave. The energy exploded head-on on the giant palm of water. The water surface exploded a 3-meter diameter cave, but Kulong existed for less than 0.2 seconds. The surrounding water flow quickly backfills. You tilted your head. A detail was noted. At the same time, the demon ape spewed out a shockwave of evil energy. The dark red skin on the neck changed from dark red to light red. It is fighting with the source. That's enough. You take back your laid-back expression. There is no point in dragging it out. Every extra second. Su Qingdan's injury was a point serious. Disintegrata. There are only 2 words. The water giant palm responded to this command. Not tightening, not squeezing. Instead, it is divided. The giant palm disintegrated into tens of thousands of tiny streams of water in a second. Each one is only the thickness of a finger. The rotation speed is so fast that the naked eye can't track it at all. High-pressure water jet. More than 10 high-pressure water lines collapsed at the same time. There are no dead ends. The dark red skin of the demon ape. Even Su Qingdan's class extreme attack can only leave a self-printed class. It was cut 3 millimeters in the first circle of the waterline swept over. Second lap now. 7 ananita. Third lap all. Cut into the muscle layer. The demon ape let out a real scream. It struggled desperately, but the waterline is not solid. A punch can't destroy anything. Fist across the waterline. The waterline parted at the moment of passing through the fist. Close immediately after passing. Continue cutting. 3 seconds. The ape's right arm fell off from the shoulder joint. It is not broken. It is cut by 10,000 waterlines at the same time. Accurate to the level of surgery. The screams of the demon ape changed tune. All that remains is the fear of falling. 5 seconds. Waterline completed the final lap of the offensive. Let go of your right hand. The moment the 5 fingers came together, all waterlines are retracted at the same time. Then it explodes. The sky is filled with golden light and rain. The 3rd order peak lord level bloodthirsty demon ape. It has been disintegrated into countless points of light. Golden rain of light is automatically deflected 10 centimeters from your body. Bypass you. Fall to the ground behind you. The white school uniform on you is dazzlingly clean. The core area is quiet. True quiet. A fist-sized dark red crystal fell from the sky, bounced twice on the ground in front of you. Roll to your feet. Lord Crystal Core, you respect your body. Picked up the crystal nucleus. Rui entered his trouser pocket. Next to that rusty coin. Then you stand up. Turned to look at Lin Tianyao. He sat on the ground. The staff fragment was still stuck in the muscle of the right hand. His eyes were wide open. The pupil shrank to the size of a needle tip. Walk over. There is no dust on the uniform. No sweat on the face. You lay it down. Look at Lin Tianyao. Lin Shao. Lin Tianyao's teeth bumped even harder. His mouth was moving, but all that came out was meaningless monosyllables. The animal powder is good. Your tone is casual. Next time remember to prepare a bottle of antidote yourself. What if you can't run away? Lin Tianyao finally pieced together a complete sentence. Hallucination. His voice was high-pitched and thin. It's just an illusion. You have an F grade. How is it possible for you to make an F grade splash? He raised his intact left hand. He slapped himself in the face. The crisp sound echoed in the clearing. Not a dream. A slap. slap in the face. No way. What did the Lin family intelligence say? F-rated weak. You look at him for 2 seconds. Elise, stop it. The face will swell. After saying this, you don't look at Lin Tianjiao anymore. Turned around and walked towards Su Qingyan. The shock value on the panel is still jumping. Ding Lin Guanyao's cognitive system was detected to be a comprehensive friend. I-30 shock. Ding Lin Guanyao's cognitive system was detected to be a comprehensive friend. I-30 shock. Su Qingyan still maintained a kneeling posture on one knee. 2 concussion blades are stuck in the ground. Is her only support. Short and shallow breathing, but her eyes lit up. Ice blue eyes look at you as you walk over. There were too many things tumbling in it. Sound, doubt. Examiner, your ability, not F-grade. She spoke. The voice is hoarse, but it's organized. You walk to her and stop 3 steps away. 10 minutes ago still. Su Qingyan was silent for a moment. She had 100 questions to ask, but training told her, now is not the time for interrogation. How long can you maintain that ability? She asked the most crucial one. The ability reserve in your body was consumed by about 30 in the battle just now. Enough. 2 words. Su Qingyan nodded. Then a judgment was made. She took out a compression communicator from the inside pocket of her trench coat. The red button was pressed. Military emergency channel. This is Su Qingyan. No, S-17. Her voice restored the crispness of a soldier. An emergency above S level occurred in the assessment area of an abandoned steel plant in the eastern suburbs of Jiangzhou. The 3rd order pinnacle lord level bloodthirsty demon ape has been defeated. I was injured. There were student casualties at the scene. Request immediate support. There was silence on the other end of the communicator for 3 seconds. Then there was the voice of a middle-aged man pressing his throat. 3rd order peak lord was defeated. Su Qingyan, you confirm. You defeated it. Su Qingyan glanced at you. You are on the ground. I took out the rusty coin from my trouser pocket. Flip and play there. The core area after the golden light was full of chaos. And you are at the center of it all. Be neat and tidy. The expression is boring. Not me. Su Qingyan Zaid. Who's that? The defeater is a student who participated in the actual combat assessment. Su Qingyan interrupted him. The voice is very flat. Awakening ability registration level F-grade. The other end of the communicator was silent for 5 seconds. Then there was a crisp cracking sound. The teacup is broken. Eastern suburbs branch of Jiangzhou military region. Monitoring center on the 3rd basement floor. 24 high-definition screens are embedded in the walls. Screen 7 corresponds to the abandoned steel plant area. Now, there were 11 people in front of the screen, including the supreme commander of the division, Zhou Dingshan, with the rank of Major General. The old man is 62 years old. The body is thin, wearing grey uniforms without rank markings. Holding a teacup in his left hand. It was still held half a minute ago. Fragments of porcelain were scattered on the ground. Everyone's eyes were pinned to the 7th screen. Picture on the screen has been brought up for playback. From the moment the ape appeared, to the giant palm of water appeared out of thin air, the waterline offensive and the golden light flew. Each frame was slowed down and played 3 times. The moment the energy detection data on the stone side of the picture declines and is defeated, it changes. The peak exploded. Hao Ming, the leader of the technical team, had a slightly floating voice. We deployed the D7 energy detector. The upper range corresponds to the SSS level. Today it is not full. It is a direct overflow. The peak price exceeds the upper limit of the SSS level, at least 40. No one spoke in the monitoring center. Xiao Dingshan Town wears the boy in a white school uniform on the screen. The replay screen freezes at the end of the battle. You are in the center of the core area after the golden light. Flipped a coin. The school uniform is not stained with dust. Transfer his filer. Xiao Dingshan spoke. 30 seconds later, your student status profile is projected on the home screen. Xiao Leduo. Again. 17 years old. Awakening level F. Ability. Spray. Note. Too clean. F-crash. Splash. Xiao Dingshan's eyes looked away from the archives. Look back at the replay. In the screen, the giant palm of water fell from the sky. That picture, frankly, there is a kind of beauty of classical murals. Exceed SS level. Xiao Ming confirmed his data again. General. As far as I know, there are currently only 3 SS level awakeners registered in the entire Chinese Federation. Exceed SS level. There is a term in the theoretical literature called mythology, but that concept has been stuck in papers for 20 years. Now there is. Xiao Dingshan Zaid. He bent down to pick up a piece of teacup from the ground. Xiao Ming. This image is encrypted to the highest level. Everyone present. From this second, everything you see today is classified at the military level. Disclosure to any unauthorized person. Military law handling. 10 people responded in unison. Xiao Dingshan straightened his waist. Communication group. Next to Su Qingyan's channel. Now Sun Qingyan. General Xiao. Where is that student now? Next to me. A short pause. He was turning over the ironclad rhinoceros. Xiao Dingshan frowned. Turn over. Those ironclad rhinoceros were knocked over by him with a water film before. Stack into a pile. A few heads were pressed below and couldn't turn over. He was there. Help them turn them over. There was something strange in Su Qingyan's tone. Not a mockery. Closer to some kind of indigestible sense of absurdity. Xiao Dingshan did not ask about the ironclad rhinoceros. Li Su King An, how is your injury? 3 ribs were severely damaged. There was a contusion to the left lung. Can hold on. Support and medical care have already departed. 6 minutes to arrive. Listen up how. Sording-san pondered the wording for 2 seconds. Before support arrives, don't do anything threatening to that student. Do not interrogate. Do not restrict his freedom of movement. Got it. And one more thing. Lin Tianyao used animal powder in the assessment. You see, the whole process, evidence, preservation, and of communication. Xiao Ding-san stood in the center of the monitoring center. The figure on the screen of No 7 is fixed. The staff officer beside him asked tentatively, "General, his student, how to deal with it?" Disposal. This word made Zhou Dingshan frown. What to dispose of? He asked rhetorically. A 17-year-old child was pushed out as cannon fodder in the bait class. Smeared with animal powder on his clothes by his classmates, ready to take the opportunity to solve people. In this case, a hidden supernatural power erupted. You tell me about the security risk rating. The staff officer shut up. Zhou Dingshan walked to the communication station. Pick up the microphone yourself. Connected with the Jiangzhou Awakening Administration. Then it will take over the Federal Military Department. At last, pick me up as the president of the 3rd Awakening Academy. Paused. The dean who assigned students to the bait class. The tone was very light, but the temperature in the monitoring center dropped by 2 degrees. The core area of the abandoned steel plant. You are indeed helping the ironclad rhinoceros turn over. The 12-headed second-order iron armor warehouse is in you, so you have to let Su Qing see his own production. The 12-headed second-order ironclad rhinoceros is in front of you, and Su Qing has to see that he has produced himself. 12 heads of the second-order iron armor warehouse in your Guangdong to let Su Qing see his own production. You hold the waist of the top rhinoceros with a stream of water, turned over slightly. Let it land on all fours. The rhinoceros shook its body after landing, lowered his head and rubbed your hand. Stop rubbing. You drool more than mine. The rhinoceros fork rubbed it. You push the rhinoceros head away. Wind in the core area stopped for a few seconds. Scrape it up again. Push the residual energy fluctuations in all directions. You squeeze the Lord's crystal core and spin it twice in the palm of your hand. Stuff it back into your trouser pocket. The gaze swept over the entire ruins. Remains of the 3 followers were scattered in different locations. It's all cold. The one who is alive is called Chen Liang. No. And it shook as if it was electrified. Then there is Lin Tianjiao. He leaned against a broken pillar. The spirit is broken, but still alive. You walked over. The pace is not fast. The gravel made a fine sound on the soles of the shoes. In the empty factory area, the sound spread far and wide. 2 meters, 1.5 meters. You come down. This distance, the smell of gold odor urine and sweat rushed straight to the heavenly spirit hover. You don't frown. Lin Shao. Lin Tianyao's teeth began to fight. I asked. You answer. Your breath is flat and unwrinkled. Answered. This matter will turn the page. The 2 words flipped into his shattered brain. It was taken over by the survival instinct. Okay, good. You ask. Ask everything. Animal powder. Who came up with the idea? Second uncle. Lin Tianyao didn't hesitate for a second. Lin Tingden of the 2nd room of the Lin family. It was he who asked me to use the assessment to deal with you. Reasons for processing. Your coin. Lin Tianyao's gaze swept over your trouser pocket. It was quickly retracted. It was burned to the same extent. The 2nd uncle said that the coin was sealed with an energy waveform that he had never seen before. Value. Hollow outputs of more than 1. A level secret realm. Your right hand rubs the rusty side of the coin in your trouser pocket. A level secret realm. The starting price is 15 billion. No wonder you can't sit still. Who else knows? Just my 2nd uncle and me. He said he couldn't have a head of the family's meeting. I can't let the old lady know. Swallow privately. Everything that should be asked has been asked. Lin Tianyao looked at your expression, desperately looking for your answer above. I am satisfied with the signal that you can live. He found it. He found it, or he thought he had found it. Move the corners of your mouth slightly. That curvature looks quite gentle. Music song. I explained everything. Lin Tianyao's vocal cords were stretched to the limit. You let me go. I'll help you deal with the 2nd uncle. I can also get the resources of the Lin family for you. You pick up your right hand. That hand was not condensed. 5 fingers spread out. Gently fell on top of his head. The force is very light. I remember everything you said. The sound is softer than the palm of your hand. It's very useful. Thank you. Lin Tianyao was confused by this thanks, but his next words were never spoken. The pad of your right index finger is pressed against the skin behind Lin Tianjiao's ear, one of the weakest positions on the head. A wisp of water was condensed. Diameter 0.8 nanometer, narrower than the thinnest human hair. The waterline invades the core. It dealt a heavy blow to its vital points. Lin Tianyao's pupils froze on the last confused focus. The mouth stopped at a half-sheet arc. The body did not fall. Pillars and rails supported him. There's no difference between a posture after losing life and being alive. The whole process takes less than half a second. You take your hand back. Thumb snap. The water droplets on the fingertips fell into the cracks in the gravel. Then there is the aftermath. You bend over, pick up a dark red energy fragment the size of a knuckle from the ground. It was was stuffed into the laceration above Lin Tianjiao's right temple. The injury was smashed by the flying rubble when the demon ape broke through the ground and rushed out. After the energy fragments are embedded, angle is tilted 20 degrees high on the outside and low on the inside. It completely kisses the ballistic characteristics hit by high-speed fragments that collapse with explosive gas waves. The reason for the fall is clear. The ballistics are reasonable. The physical evidence is sufficient. Qualified. You go to the back of the furnace. Chen Liang shrunk himself into a ball of flesh. Hold your head in both hands. Every muscle is cramping. Chen Liang flicked his whole body. A red silk eye appeared between his arms. I won't mess with you. You come down. Later the military came to ask questions. Just tell the truth. The assessment encountered a third-order strange beast. Chief Su Qing'an and you worked together to block it for a while. I hid in the corner and did nothing. Chen Liang chewed each word twice in his head. As for Lin Tianyao, you crooked your chin. Signal in the direction of the railroad tracks. He was hit in the head by a shard of energy from the demon ape during the battle. You see it with your own eyes. Chen Liangpeng looked at you for 3 seconds. Then he nodded. Frequency is so fast that the cervical spine is in an emergency. Don't be too exaggerated. You stand up. You are in this state now. It's normal to stumble. After acting, it is revealed. Chen Liang's nodding frequency slowed down. Ding detected Chen Liang's extreme fear and surrender shock. 35. Mosquito legs are also meat. You turn around. He glanced back in Su Qing'an's direction. She leaned against the remains of the furnace, took off his trench coat and put it on his back. You walked over. A relatively clean steel plate was dug out from the wreckage of the equipment that collapsed next to it. I made it a simple platform. Then a handful of water condensed from the air. Pour of water that is clean and filtered out of all impurities. You hold the water in front of Su Qing'an, drinking. Su Qing'an looked at the water balloon suspended above your palm. She hesitated briefly. He lowered his head and took a sip. The moment the water enters the throat, a cool sensation spreads from the esophagus to the lungs. The tingling from the damaged ribs was reduced by about 30 Su Qing'an raised his eyes slightly. There is a healing effect in the water. I'm not sure either. You are honest. Ability you just got. I didn't finish reading the manual. Su Qing'an looked at your face for 3 seconds. The face is very young, 17-year-old silhouette. The facial features are not completely out of the sense of youth. Qian Ying is as unreal as your dust-free day school uniform. Your name is Xiao Leduo. Su Qing'an Zaid. Not interrogative sentences. Splashed the wolf's eye before. It was deliberately shown to me. You didn't deny it. Why? Someone needs to be surprised. This answer is too brief. The amount of information was so great that Su Qing'an was silent for several seconds. The sound of propellers came from the distance. 6 military transport helicopters cut in from the northeast at low altitude. The self-light of the searchlight swept over the ruins of the abandoned steel plant. The cabin doors open. Military special operations in black tactical gear landed along the rappelling rope. The medical team was the first to arrive. 2 military doctors ran to Su Qing'an's side. The action of opening the first aid kit is smooth. Another group of people rushed towards Lin Tianjiao. Lin Tianjiao no longer fanned himself. He huddled next to the tracks. Both eyes are out of focus. The military doctor examined his injured hand. He shone a flashlight on his pupils again. He turned around and made a gesture to the captain. Mental trauma. Priority evacuation is required. The only living follower was dragged out from behind the furnace. The shrink posture was maintained for too long. The limbs have stiffened. The remains of the 3 followers were packed in black bags. Field commander was a colonel. He went around the core area, looking at the energy debris all over the ground, and the giant pit with a diameter of 2 meters. The expression on his face kept changing. He walks towards you. You are sitting on a homemade plate steel platform. Coins flip between fingers. The 12 ironclad rhinoceros spontaneously formed a semicircle at some point. Circle you in the middle. Not encirclement. More like bodyguard. The colonel stopped 3 meters away. The 12 rhinos turned their heads to look at him at the same time. 24 small red eyes are brushing the ground in unison. The colonel swallowed. Xiao Le has many classmates. Colonel tried to make his tone seem kind. I am Zhao Zheng from the eastern suburbs branch of the Jiangsu military region. General Zhou asked me to pick you up. Your hand flipping the coin stops. Where to pick me up? Division. Cao Zeng added, not interrogation. General Zhou Said, please have tea. You look at him for 2 seconds. Can you take these rhinos with you? Now, Zheng glanced back at the 12 ironclad rhinoceros weighing 3 tons each. Let's take a look at the size of the hatch of the transport helicopter. Let me ask for instructions first. The numbers on the panel jumped quietly. Ding. Colonel Zhao Cheng's smiled sense of absurdity was detected. 15 shock. You put the coin back in your pocket. Get up from the steel plate. You sit in a transport helicopter against the bulkhead. Started acting. Converge all ability fluctuations. Adjust the respiratory rate to 20 beats per minute. Shoulders shrunk slightly. Gently tap the back of your left hand with your right index finger regularly. An F-class student who triggers an ability to go on a rampage due to extreme fear. Colonel Zhao Zheng, who was sitting opposite, noticed your state. I didn't take the initiative to talk. 14 minutes later, the helicopter landed on the apron of the eastern suburbs branch of the military district. You get off the plane, hold on to the door frame. The steps are slightly unsteady, not an exaggeration, just about. Someone is waiting for you on the tarmac. A female lieutenant colonel. Introduce introduce yourself as Fang. Take you to General Zhou. Place to go is not the interrogation room. It is a very ordinary tea room. Choding-san sat on the other side of the table. People are thinner, older, and more inconspicuous than you think. Grey, regular clothes. There is no rank marking. He pointed to the chair opposite. You sit down. He pours you a cup of tea. Push it over. Drink and you took a bite. Good tea. He brought it from his hometown. Choding-san held his cup. Eyes look at you over the tea mist. There was silence for about 10 seconds. Frightened. He chose a very gentle opening. Your hands are shaking gently, deliberately. Put the teacup down. Whispered. Somewhat. Lord of the Third Order. Not to mention students. Yes, class present couldn't stop it. You can survive. It's not easy. Listen to Su Qing'an. You have a very strong ability at the moment of life and death. I'm not sure. You keep your voice low. The speed of speech slows down. At that time the demon ape rushed over. My mind went blank. And then I felt something crack in my body. I don't remember the rest of the story. Lease must be mixed with truth. Can you still use that ability now? You look down at your right hand. 5 fingers open. The tip of the index finger is slightly forced. Nothing. It's gone. There is just the right amount of dazedness and loss in your voice. It seems like ran out. Wow. Ding Shantown looked at your hand for 3 seconds. Then take a sip of tea. Hold your horses. There was a period of silence after the ability ran amok. Is normal. You nod. Both know that you are acting, but no one said it. When the tea is drunk to the 3rd cup, the door was knocked twice. Lieutenant Colonel Fang pushed the door open and came in. The complexion was a little strange. He walked to Zhou Dingshan's side, bent down and whispered a few words. Zhou Dingshan's hand stopped serving tea. Confirmed. The medical team discovered it during a secondary examination on the helicopter. It was preliminarily determined that the time of loss of life was before the military arrived. In its core, fragments of the energy of strange beasts are found. Invader to the depths. Lost life before the military arrived. Cao Dingshan repeated other words during the battle. Cao Dingshan is the one who has seen the full battle video. He recalled the energy fragments that flew all over the sky when the ape was disintegrated. The golden rain of light covered every inch of the ground in the core area. A piece of energy was embedded in Lin Tianzhao's head in the chaos. Probability fully established. Notify the family. Cao Dingshan's IED. Go through the process according to the combat wound warehouse. Bay. Lieutenant Colonel Fang turned around and went out. After the door is closed, there were only 2 people left in the tea room again. Cao Dingshan glanced at you. You are holding a teacup. Hands trembled slightly. Looking at the tea soup in the cup, it looks like it has not yet recovered from the stimulation. Cao Dingshan didn't ask anything. He refills you with another cup of tea. 20 minutes later, you are placed in the infirmary. When I walked out of the tea room, I ran into a person on the corner of the hallway. Zhou Qing'an. She changed into a clean military hospital uniform. Thick fixing bandages were wrapped around the chest and back. Face turned pale, but those ice blue eyes were piercing. Sir? You stop. Has your ability recovered? What ability? You look. Sir, I'm just an F-grade splash. Previous one. Probably a stress reaction from being scared. I can't squeeze out even a drop of water from my fingers now. Zhou Qing'an scanned every muscle texture on your face. The face is very young. The expression on the face, innocent, obsessed, and a little frightened timidity. Very realistic. She hadn't seen you suppress the Third Order Lord with one hand. She would believe it. Stress response. She put these 4 words in her mouth. F-grade splash. Because of fear. So I twisted a cumulonimbus cloud down. Because of fear. Therefore tens of thousands of high-pressure water lines were used to disintegrate the Third Order Peak Lord into a point of light. Zhou Qing'an is you. Look at her too. The eye contact lasted for 5 seconds. Yes? Zhou Qing'an spoke first. Your story. I'll put it away first. She took out a card from the pocket of her hospital gown. Hand it over. Hot stamping edges. An 8-pointed star emblem is printed on the front. Symbol of the Jiangzhou University League. Jiangzhou League. The game starts next Wednesday. Su Qing'an's voice restored the simplicity of a soldier. This is my private referral pass. With it you can skip the academy selection. Directly enter as an individual. You took the card. Rui entered the pocket. Thank you, sir. Zhou Qing'an turned around and left. Pack 3 steps. Fork stops. There is no looking back. Lin Tianyao is gone. Her voice was very flat. I just heard General Zhou mention it in the tea room. You answer the call neither fast nor slow. Very suddenly. What a pity. Zhou Qing'an stood for 2 seconds. Then he continued to walk. You lean against the wall. Take the card back out of your pocket. Shining on the light of the return lamp. College League. The source of the old man's source of fees. The panel lights up silently in the upper right corner of the field of view. Current shock value total balance 740 points. The numbers are still slowly rising. The staff in the military region is circulating your deeds. Each new insider is contributing sporadic shock points. This is the western suburbs of Jiangzhou. Lin Family Manor. A long rosewood table in the middle of the yard has a history of 300 years. At the moment, only half of them remain. Lin Sentian withdrew his right palm. Chips of wood were still swirling in the air. He is in his early 60s. Silver hair is neat. One palm palm down. The 3-inch thick rosewood tabletop splits in half along the midline. His eyes were fixed on the official briefing from the military in front of him. Black on white paper. Translate into human words. Your son is gone. Reasons for the fall. During the battle, he was hit in the vital point by the energy fragments of the Third Order Lord level beasts. Lost life on the spot. There are photos of the scene in the attachment. The inspection report is signed by the military first-class appraiser. Lin Sentian's eyes stopped for 5 seconds at the 3 words Xiao Leduo. F-level ability. Spray. In this assessment, there was a brief outbreak of super level due to supernatural excitement. Assisted in repelling the beast. In the shadow on the left side of the hall, a middle-aged man took half a step forward. Lin Qingtao. The Lin family is in charge of the second room, head of the dark department. That plan, you paid for it. Lin Sentian didn't need to ask a question. Lin Tingan's Adam's apple rolled. The only possibility. Some details in the military report made the eldest brother suspicious. The letter that made Tian Zhao burn and read. Tian Zhao burned or not, he didn't know, because Tian Zhao is gone. Eldest brother. Lin Tingan adjusted his breathing. Tian Zhao is my nephew. I am more than anyone else. Shut up, Lin Sentian didn't look at him. Look at the door frame on the right side of the hall. Young man leaned against the door frame. 22 years old. White shirt. A 3-foot-long sword hung horizontally from his waist. Lin Yangxing, the first genius of the Lin family's generations. Class ability, Gengqin sword energy. The middle of the Third Order. Father, heat is here. Tian Yao stink. The military statement is self-consistent, but the focus is not on the cause of the fall. Lin Jiangxing took the sword off his waist. It stands in front of him. The focus is on the one who survived. Xiao Leduo. F-grade. Bite class. The one that should have been the first to be gone. As a result, the same batch of combatants was wiped out. He came back in a helicopter alive. He tilted his head. How to taste this? It's a bit interesting. Lin Sentian sat back in his chair, looking at his eldest son across the broken table. You mean, next Wednesday, College League. Lin Jiangxing patted the scabbard. The awakened students in Jiangsu are all in that pool. If Xiao Le signed up, then you can be on the broadcast station within the scope of the rules. Ask your brother a few questions. Lin Sentian finished speaking. Lin Yangxing smiled. Ask what? 1 F grade? On the broadcast station, I cleaned up with 1 move. There was no time to even ask questions. That's a trick. Lin Sentian's tone regained his composure. He raised a finger. Get that coin. Lin Tingan tensed up beside him. Lin Sentian glanced at him. 2 brothers? What do you think you and Tian Zhao are doing in private? I really don't know anything about it. Lin Tingan's back was soaked. You want to swallow it. Tian Zhao also followed you to miss. Outcome. It didn't work. People got in. This is the end of the matter. Lin Sentian fished out the newspaper from under the broken table. The matter of coins is left to Jiangxing. In a legitimate way. Your dark part. Put it away. Lin Tingan was silent. Lin Jiangxing hung the sword back on his waist. Out of the hall. Through the cloister. Step on the stone steps. Night wind poured in from the mountain hollow, blowing the corner of his shirt. He stopped. Looked down at his sword. An F-rated underdog. What ability? Stress rampage. That statement, it is okay to deceive ordinary people. Li to him. After the runaway, it can be clearly carpeted and ironed, cooperated with detection and logic. Rampage can be clearly added to the condensation and luxury search, cooperate with detection and logic. This kind of brain, it's not like a rampage. Like acting. He drew his sword 3 inches out. Push it back again. The crisp sound of metal collision came far away in the night wind. You in the league. The sound is cooler than the night wind. Monday, you return to Jiangsu. No one middle school. School has 2 more things than before you left. Breathe at the door. And rumors about you. Have you heard? Xiao Leduo defeated the Third Order strange beast in the assessment. Just kidding. He is an F-grade splash. Take what to beat. But he actually lived. 3 of the 4 B-class combatants were gone. He was an F-class jumper. Life is good. You listened all the way as you walk through the playground. The panel gives you a number. The spreader of every rumor. The shock value contribution is between 1 and 3 points. Mosquito colony. You ignore it. Walk into the academic affairs building. Go up to the 3rd floor. Open the door of the academic affairs office. The door is in the meeting. Behind the large class table in the innermost corner sits the principal of Jiangzhou No One Middle School. Yu Guangda. Yu took 2 steps forward. The registration form in his hand was photographed on the nearest public table. Headmaster, College League registration form. Please stamp it. Yu Guangda stood up from behind the large desk. When he stood, his aura was much greater. The body of the Third Order awakened person has a natural oppressive power in front of ordinary people. He came over. Pick up the registration form. Swept from top to bottom. F-grade. Spray. Bite class. He put the form back on the table, but the location is above the waste paper basket next to it. Xiao Leduo. You know what college leagues mean to schools. You signed up for an F-grade bait class. I can't be ashamed. It's more troublesome to be injured. Who counts your medical expenses? The logic makes sense. You don't plan to hear him finish. You take out the card Suqing'an gave you from the inner pocket of your school uniform. Gilded 8-pointed star. Emblem. Mayor Suqing'an's private referral pass. With this one, it is possible to skip the academy selection. Enter as an individual. The fact that it is is not stamped does not affect the registration process, but go through the formalities from the school. Is a good look at the face of no one middle school. Yu Guangda stretched out his hand to take the card. The moment the pads of your fingers touched the card surface, his small eyes suddenly opened half a millimeter. An S-level woman opens a letter of recommendation to an F-level student. No matter how you interpret this, there are things behind him that he can't afford to mess within. He made a very ambitious decision. Return the card to you. Pick up the registration form. Pull out the official seal from the drawer. Cover it. I'll help you hand over the form. Yu Guangda had a just right smile on his face. Good luck. Turn your face quickly. You put away the card. Nodded. Thank you, principal. Turned around and left. The door closes behind the door. In the hallway, Pana jumps. Ding detected Yu Guangda's humiliating compromise. Shock. Q45. Ding detected the mixed emotions of the 6 people present in the academic affairs office. Shock value totally 83 points. Not greedy. When I walked out of the academic affairs building, you meet someone at the door. I don't know, but the panel knows. Shock perception trigger. The distance is 12 meters. Targeted. In Jiangxing. Ability levels level. Emotional state. Calm scrutiny. At the bottom of the steps stood a young man in a white shirt. A sword hangs from his waist. Lin Jiangxing. The eyes of the 2 people touched. Lin Jiangxing's gaze moved from your face to the receipt of the registration form in your hand. Move it back again. He said something. The sound is not loud. Just enough distance between 2 people to pass. Xiao Leduo. Don't be eliminated too early in the league. After saying that, he left. Steps along. You look at his back. The panel is quiet. Lin Jiangxing's mood just now was calm scrutiny. No contempt. No anger. 0 contributions. A real powerhouse. There will be no mood swings at the sight of an anti. He would only notice something on the soles of his feet when he made a move. You fold the receipt stuffed into the trouser pocket that was about to burst. You need to make this person emotionally fluctuating. The big one. 11 o'clock in the evening. Yangzhou was the treatment station. You made a temporary key out of a water line. Unlocked. What you're looking for doesn't need to be elaborate. It doesn't even need to be a weapon. The description of the system sublimation of everything function is clearly written. Evolution at the essential level of any item. Quality depends on the underlying potential of the input value and the target. In the corner of the bottom floor of the metal area, your hand touches a cold metal rod. It is 6 meters long. Diameter 3 cm. Solid. Extract. The rod body is severely corroded. One end is threaded. A flat spade-like structure is welded to the other end. Lure dredging rods. You did it. About 6 pounds and 4 taels. Center of gravity is 3 inches backward. Waved it. It feels good. You carry the dredging rod on your shoulder. Keep shopping. Turn out an alloy disc the size of a discus from the electronic waste area. A fist-sized black stone was picked up from the building materials fragment area. 3 things are placed on the ground in a row. You lay it down. Place the dredging rod horizontally in front of you. Test the water first. Whether to consume the shock value sublimation item. Steel dredging rod scrapped. Low underlying potential score. It means the same investment. The output ceiling is also low, but you don't want the best. What you want is a registration as and the use of the level awakener will not cause nostalgia. Many. So eye-catching. Just right. Is safe. Invest to 0 points. Panel numbers jump. 210-12. The change begins at both ends of the unclogged bar. The rust layer did not fall off. Rust seeps into the inner layer from the outer layer. It is absorbed, decomposed, and reconstructed by some force. Potholes on the surface of the stick are being filled. The color changes from rusty red to a kind of blue-black with a cool tone. 3 seconds. Come to an end. On the ground lies a 6 meter long blue-black metal rod. Smooth surface. Matte texture. The threaded one end disappeared. The shovel head welded at the other end. It becomes a 3-pronged structure. Trident. Sublimation complete. Item Name. Sea-tide fork rough. Gerade. Class C. A. And in the material, abyssal steel, 91 purity. Feature 1, water, system affinity, water ability cost reduced by 15. Feature 30, hardness exceeds 200 of the same grade. Normal B tier weapons cannot damage it. CA class weapons. However, it has a defense hardness of B or higher. This means, when playing against B level, or even a level players in the league, the opponent will find that he can't cut your weapon. Hausibel, unobtrusive, hidden killer moves. You pick up the sea-tide fork, swung twice. The sound of the air being cut through has a low frequency resonance, like the tail of a water stream cutting. System AT. View the list of abilities that can be ascended. The panel is brushed out in a row. 1 splash F grade. Sublimation consumption. 500 points. 2 Wrath of the Sea God Waterline Cutting SSE level subskill. Sublimation consumption. 0 points. 3 Wrath of the Sea God Precipitation Control SSSE level subskill. Sublimation consumption. 0 points each. 4 Wrath of the Sea God Water Beast Domestication SSSE level subskill. Sublimation consumption. 0 points. The ascension cost of SSL level subskills is several times that of items. You can now use 210 points. It's only enough to sublimate one main skill. Waterline cutting. This is the most lethal single attack method you currently have. The demon ape was turned to dust by this trick. Sublimation waterline cutting. Consume Jung's Eitiro Hao 210 and 4. This change is not external. In the body, the awakening core jumps suddenly. The energy circuits are being rearranged. The process lasted about 7 seconds. Then everything returns to calm. Einzobeliasha complete. Here name. Wrath of the Sea God, the waterline cutting. The Wrath of the Sea God, the return of the tide. Gerade SSA sublimated. SSS, maximum number of waterlines. 0 on 50. 0 articles, the highest pressure of the waterline. 200 atmospheres at 12. 0 atmospheres. New features. Return tide. The waterline does not dissipate after finishing cutting. Automatically recycle around the user to form a layer of defense. Attack and defense are integrated. Energy efficiency improvements. Under the same output. Energy cost reduced by 40. This means, originally the body could only last for 2 minutes with all its strength. Now, you can run 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And the new feature of returning to the tide equals every punch you throw will add a shield to the body. Hit. The defense is getting thicker and thicker. You set the tide fork on the ground, leaning against a metal shelf, looked down at the palm. Allowance 4. Not much. You have to save flowers. Next Wednesday, the league starts. Eine Weite. Jiangsu Gymnasium. The player lane you take. Scan the code with the card given by Su Qingnan to enter. The turnstile reads the card. The staff in charge of registration next to you took a second look at you. Xiao Leduo. Ability level registration. F. Grade. The letter of recommendation is the card you just scanned. The issuer is Su Qingnan. The staff tapped a few times in the internal retrieval system. The message popping up on the screen made his expression jump a frame. Come in. You walk into the waiting area for the players. Roman 17. You pull the tide fork out of the canvas bag behind you. Lean against the corner. The blue-black body of the trident is very low-key in the light. Current shock value total balance 580 points. Has risen by more than 300 in the past 5 days. The mosquito swarm effect continues to ferment, but the growth rate is slowing down. New stimuli are needed. The opening ceremony is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. When you walk out of the passage, the giant screen is carousing player information. When the picture cuts to you, the cheers of the audience were obvious. Break gear. Player No 121. Xiao Leduo. Source. Jiangsu No 1 Middle School. Register the ability level. F grade. Ability name. Spray. Total number of people in the stadium was 28-0. At least 25-0 people saw that F. In the individual passenger area on the west side, a bold man stood up and shouted F grade. F-class can also be on stage. Whose relatives are you? This sentence is like an introduction. The surroundings immediately exploded. Is it a mistake? Isn't the F-class only spitting water? Shady. Absolutely shady. The panel jumps numbers like crazy in the field of view. Shock. Get 1. More than 20 jumps in just 10 seconds. Single small amount, but there are a lot of them. You walk into the phalanx with your head down. Stand in your place. The corners of his mouth didn't move, but the balance number in the bottom right corner of the panel from 4. 580 jumped. More than 300 points. Earned in a minute. Entrance fee. The opening ceremony process was completed. Start the draw. Giant screen starts scrolling the player numbers. Player A. No 121. Chilado F rank splash. Contestant B. 78. Sao Titsubi Garada Iron Arm Enhancement. The reaction of the audience was divided into 2 factions. One faction is laughing. Isn't this a point giveaway? The other faction is scolding the organizing committee. This is called a random lottery. Gra. F. Versus Grade. B. You didn't mean to. VIP area. Lin Jiangxing looked at the matchup table on the screen. Fingers tapped twice on the scabbard. Sao. He said to the steward beside him. The steward nodded. People from the Sports Institute. He had a straightforward temperament. There is no sense of proportion. I am in the group 51. The opponent is a C-level of Yunshan Academy. Doesn't matter. His eyes were taken away from the screen. Look at the figure in the phalanx of players wearing grey and blue school uniforms. Xiao Tiechuvon. I'll touch him in the next round. The steward spread out the opponent tree of the knockout round. Groups 37 and 51 met in the second round. Lin Jiangxing humped. He didn't say what to do if Zhao Tijulo lost, because he was like the vast majority of people present. This assumption is not taken seriously. Grade F vs Grade B. There are no ifs. Preliminary round is held in group order. You are in group 37. There are 36 games ahead. About 2.5 hours. You find a chair in the player's lounge area and sit down. Place the tide fork horizontally on your knees. Closed eyes. Pseudo-epilepsy. Cheers outside came in wave after wave. More than 2 hours later, the radio rang. Group 37 players, please come to the stage. When you walk up to the broadcast station with a sea tide fork, Cao Tieju was already standing opposite opposite to warm up. His two arms had already entered iron arm strengthened activated state. The surface of the skin has a dull grey metallic sheen. The body size contrast is shocking. He is 192 meters, 220 pounds. You are 175 meters, or 130 pounds, wearing a whitewashed grey and blue school uniform, holding a trident that is half a head shorter than you. 3 seconds. Zolve in 3 seconds. Someone in the audience cheered. The referee routinely reads out the rules. Xiao Leduo smashed his fist. The sound of the iron arms colliding was muffled. It's called Xiao Leduo, right? I'm straightforward. There is something to say first. I'm not polite on the radio station, but I will control the intensity. At most, it will damage your muscles and bones. Just raise it for 2 months. Don't be afraid. You look up at him. Brother Zhao, you said that the muscles and bones are damaged. Is it yours or mine? Xiao Tichu's expression had a short blank period. Then he laughed. Bullies. The first one in the F class who dares to speak hard with me. Yes, if you can survive a punch later, I Zhao Tioju invite you to dinner. You nod. Remember, I eat a lot. You speak before the referee backs off. The sound is not loud, but the PA system is sensitive. Explain. The noise in the audience dropped by half a grid. My registration level is F. The ability is a splash. This information is correct. You pause, but after the actual combat assessment a month ago, my ability has mutated. The military has made a record. The information from the school has not yet been updated. You point the tip of the C-tide fork down on the ring floor. The actual grade is now C grade. Ability name, water flow control. There was silence for a second. Then the audience exploded. C level. Jump from F to C. Ability mutation can span so many levels. Just kidding. There is no precedent in academia. VIP area. The Lin family steward was analyzing Lin Jiangxing in a low voice. C. Water flow control. If it's true, it's much stronger than the F class, but compared with Zhao Tieju's B class iron arm, it is still one notch worse. Does not affect the results. Lin Jiangxing didn't speak. He's not analyzing rank numbers. He's analyzing why you are disclosing this information at this point in time. If a person really only has a C grade, facing the B level Zhao, the optimal strategy is to hit the head. There is no point in exposing your cards before the game, unless you are not revealing your whole cards. It is the second skin, group 37. The game begins. When Zhao Tieju took the first step, the broadcast station shook. The 220-pound body was wrapped in a grey luster strengthened by the iron arms. The somatosensory oppression rushing over is no less than that of a minivan. The distance is 12 meters, finished in 0.8 seconds. His right fist begins to charge 2 meters from your chest. The metallic luster on the fist surface changed from dull grey to bright silver. 2 meters. 5 meters. 1 meter. You raised your right index finger. The water vapor in the air is evacuated in a very short time. Cohesion and forming a water whip. Thumb thick. It is about 4 meters long. From cohesion to forming, it took 0.3 seconds. Xiao Tichu's fist is half a meter away from you. The water whip was pulled out. There was no whip sound. The sound came 1/10 of a second later than the whip, because the speed of the water whip exceeds the speed of sound. The contact point is in the middle of Zhao Tichu's ribcage, not a fist. It's the chest. Zhao Tichu's forward impulse was reversed at the moment of contact. The 220-pound body folded in one direction on the spot, fly out upside down, extremely fast, faster than when he rushed over. The shield on the edge of the broadcast station lit up like a huge elastic net around him. Tieju's back was covered with a protective shield. Slip down, kneel on your knees, holding the broadcast table with both hands. He opened his mouth like a fish carried out of the water. The referee began to read the seconds. 3. Xiao Tiju gritted his teeth. The right knee is off the ground. It's time to stand up. But before the knee is fully straightened, a small thing appeared in front of his eyes. A drop of water. It hung 3 centimeters in front of his eyebrows. Motionless, Xiao Tiju's movement stopped. Other towns wear those droplets. Then he heard you say something very light. Only he heard it. Brother Zhao, the rice you said. I choose a restaurant. Xiao Tiju stared at the drop of water for a second. Then he fell backwards. The back of the head was knocked to the floor. There was a closing sound. Didn't faint. He lay down on his own. The contestant fell to the ground for more than 5 seconds. No 121 player Xiao Leduo. Victory. The referee raised the flag. The whole audience. No sound. Gymnasium for 28-0 people. At that moment, it was so quiet that you could hear the wind at the gap at the top of the bend. From Zhao Tieju to flying backwards. The total time was 1.8 seconds. You didn't move the whole time. No arms were held. Only one index finger of one hand is used. A water whip. To an end. The silence lasted for 3 seconds. Then, the voice came back. Not cheering. It's the kind of mess that is replayed after being forcibly pressed. The pause button. The volume has doubled compared to before. He said he was a C class. C level plays B grade. A whip flew away. The speed of that water whip is not right. It's supersonic. The panel jumps like crazy in the field of view. It's not a jump 1 by 1. It is a piece of ground brushing. Shock. 12, shock 8, shock 15. Swipe the screen. The number goes from 4 in 3 seconds. 917 jumped. Current shock value, total balance 841 points. Nearly 30 points. A one-trick thing. It's still rising. You withdraw your index finger down to pick up the tide fork. When I stepped off the broadcast station, you passed Xiao Leduo, who was still lying on the ground. He lay flat. His hands rested on the back of his head. The sky is illuminated by the dome. Brother Zhao. Zhao Tiju rolled his eyes. Look at you. You came down early. In fact, you can still stand up. Zhao Tiju was silent for 2 seconds. Nonsense. His voice is still so loud. Your drop of water hangs in front of my eyebrows. I'm not stupid. Stand up and get hit the second time. It's better to lie down and save trouble. He smiled. But the meal still has to be treated. Talk counts. You choose a restaurant. Walk back to the player passage with a C-tide cross. When passing through the aisle under the VIP area, you have no head. But the panel received a separate message. Lin Jiangxing's mood swings were detected. TP. Examiner on interest. Strength 3. Shock 3 points from 0 to 3. Lin Jiangxing had mood swings, although only at the interest level, but the ants were noticed. The game was back to the night. In the top 10 of the hot search list of Jiangzhou online platform, 6 are related to the league. Who are related accounted for 3. Ha. I'm sane. Well, the most read post is from the Jiangzhou Awakened forum, posted by ID Abyss Onlookers. Title: High Objective Analysis of Xiao Leduo's First Battle. True Upper Limit of C-Class Water Flow Manipulation. Core Perspective. Xiao Leduo's strength is indeed beyond the F-level category, but the current performance can be explained by the range between CE and B. It's not that Xiao Leduo is strong. Instead, there was an obvious gap in Xiao Tieju's defense. The analysis is very professional. It also just right positions your strength in a place that is neither high nor low. You sit on your bed in your school dorm and look at your phone. The comment area of the post. The style of painting began to change. Batches of comments with highly similar formats and wording poured in a short period of time. It's just a C-class water flow control. Xiao Tishu underestimated the enemy. This word appears 17 times. Made true a level geniuses. This guy is absolutely revealed 13 times. Don't forget that he is from the decoy class. How can you win a serious fight? Xiao Hayisu released water 9 times. AVU industrial grade delivery. You put down your phone. You're laughing. Lin family. The handwriting is not big, but the timing is right. Negative public opinion was concentrated during the window period when the first battle was the hottest. The aim is to control the narrative. Pull back the title of Level 1 The Undecorated Airchi Salt Cracker. Pull back the title of Level 1 Trick Virtue Untie Luerchi Scratch Cracker. High contrast value. Why do you do this low contrast? High contrast lowers public expectations of you, while low contrast lower public expectations of you. The lower the expectations, the smaller the contrast in the subsequent overturning. A small contrast means that the output of the shock value will also shrink. Current total balance, 140 points. It's nearly quadrupled in one day. Don't do something sorry for the Lin family's investment. You pick up your phone again. A private account is opened. Registered for more than half a year. Nothing has been posted. Clean number with 0 followers. There is a lot of fun. You posted a short 30-second video. Content is extremely rudimentary. The front camera of your phone is pointed at your face. The incandescent lights of the dormitory are overhead. The light is pale. You say a word to the camera. Hello everyone, I am Xiao Leduo. Today's first game of the League 1 Senior Zhao. Chechu paused for a second. The internet says that I only have a C grade. Senior Zhao lost because he underestimated the enemy. This one reasonable. You nod. Senior Zhao did rush over in a straight line. These analyses are correct. Pause for another second. But I would like to respond to a question. Someone asked me what to do if you encounter an A-level or S-level player. You look down at your right index finger. Raise it to the camera. I do not know. You put your hand down. I was at F grade splash a month ago. Now, mutatis into C-class water flow control. Where can this ability go? I don't know either. In the end, you crooked your head. The angle is small, but if the opponent in the second round is looking at this, the corners of your mouth don't move. It is a change in the eyes. A calm certainty that does not need to be proved. End of video. You sent this video out. 3 hours later. Views 142 million. The platform's recommendation algorithm identifies 2 key elements. Video content is associated with the hot search keywords of the day. The user's interaction data is unusually high. Complete broadcast rate 94. Approval rate 18.7. How? Comment rate 63. Tweet rate and even 2. Algorithms don't understand human emotions, but algorithms understand data. The style of painting in the comment area is completely different from that of the forum. The highest like, I don't know why. When this person said I didn't know, I think he knows everything. Article Test. Did anyone notice his last look? It was replayed 3 times. I can't say what it feels like. It's just very quiet. It was unusually quiet. Article 3. Those who say he only has sea level navy can change the template. He flipped over a dozen identical words. Loads of farce. The water army's posts were flooded. You lie on your dorm bed and look at the ceiling. The phone was thrown aside. The panel refreshes quietly in the upper right corner of the field of view. Current shock value total balance. 870 points. This number has risen by more than 300-400 in the last 3 hours. 14 million views. Even if only 1 in 10 viewers have effective emotions. 140 transactions from 00 to 3 o'clock are added together. The numbers are still rising. The second round of matchups will be announced tomorrow. You win 2 games in a row. The third round touched Lin Jiangxing. The interval between the 2 games is 3 days. 3 days is enough for you to do anything. Go to the scrap station to sublimate the Xingqian copper water pump case. Second into my push the tide fork from CI up 1 more level. Third, you close your eyes. The awakening core in the body is running quietly. It is not enough to fight the world with 1 move. You need a second card. The list of skill sublimation on the panel is still there. 4 Wrath of the Sea God Water Beast Domestication. SSS-E level subskill. Sublimation consumption. 0 points. 12 Ironclad Rhinoceros is still waiting in the military region. You said see you later. The way the rematch rules were announced was dramatic. On the morning of the second day, after all the preliminary rounds were over, the chief referee personally took the stage to read it. There's a detail on the fire paint seal on the envelope that you noticed. The lines of the wax marks are incoherent. It seems to have been opened after being sealed. The fork was resealed once, after the study and decision of the organizing committee, adopted in the semi-finals. 100-player survival battle mode. The noise in the venue has been raised to a higher level. The 64 contestants who advance to the preliminary round will be divided into 2 groups. Group A has 32 people. Group B, 32 people. Each group is placed in a simulated ecological scenario, limited to 2 hours. Each player initially has 3 survival badges. Knocked down or voluntarily conceding defeat requires handing over a badge to the defeater. At the end of the 2 hours, the top 16 players in each group of badges will advance. There's nothing wrong with the rules themselves. The problem is grouping. The screen starts scrolling through the list. The names of group are jumped out one after another. Group A of 32. 31 has something to do with the Lin family. The remaining one is you. Someone in the player area started to whisper to each other. This grouping. Why is Group A all from the Lin family? Wait a minute. You look at the 7th in Group A. Cao Zimo. Isn't that the nephew of Chief Referee Zhao? VIP area. Lin Jiangxing is satisfied with the results of this grouping, but this satisfaction is too bland. So plain that it doesn't even contribute 1 point of shock, because he expected this to be the result. Current shock value total balance 150 points. That's enough. You looked down at the tip of the sea tide fork, then you smile. I just thought something was funny. 31 people besieged 1 person. And Yaran felt that it was a little ugly to see fewer people. Took the initiative to remove the B-class. Considerate. The entrance to the simulated ecological site is a metal passage with a diameter of 3 meters. At the end it splits into 32 independent transmission corridors. Theoretically, random. But you notice, the frequency of the energy rail on the inner wall of your corridor has been manually adjusted. This means that the delivery coordinates are not random. The organizing committee has arranged the landing point for you, probably in the middle of the venue. Convenient location for Sieg. You step into the corridor. Teleportation starts. The light has changed. Forest. You stand in a glade. The diameter of the open space is about 30 meters. It is surrounded by tall, projected broadleaf forests. Your location is indeed in the center of the venue. Group a survival battle. Countdown. 3. Begin. You did something completely contrary to conventional strategy. You insert the sea-tide fork into the soil in the center of the clearing. Then he took off his school uniform jacket. You pull a sealed bag out of your trouser pocket. It contains 3 pieces of marinated beef jerky. You wrap the jerky in aluminum foil. Start picking up dead branches in the clearing. Water is used for ignition. Exactly. It is to concentrate the frictional heat generated by the high-speed collision of water molecules in the air into one. 30 seconds later, a wisp of smoke rose from the glade. In the simulation of 2 square meters, a vertical line was pulled out by the wax hollow of the luxury field, visible throughout the venue. The reaction from the ground audience was direct. There was a commotion. He was there. In what? Start a fire. He was making a fire? The game has just begun. 31 people are going to encircle him. He roasted meat on a fire in the central clearing. The holographic screen cuts your close-up. On the screen, you're right next to the fire. Place the foil-wrapped beef jerky on the flame. The action is very serious. The fire reflects your face. Expression. It's barbecue. Commentary seat exploded. Dear viewers, I read that right. No 121 player Xiao Leduo. He was in the first minutes after the start of the battle for survival. Choose to start a fire in the center of the field. Lao Zhang. You analyze it. Using some kind of high-end tactic that I don't understand. I can't analyze it. I have been in the industry for 12 years. The first time I saw someone barbecue in a league survival battle. The panel starts jumping numbers in your field of vision. Shock 18. Shock. 27. Shock. 学音 Chant jump very densely. You don't have time to look at the panel. You're listening. Sounds in the forest. It came from 4 directions. Is converging. The nearest group is in the northeast. 120 meters. 3 people. Southwest. 5 people. Fast. Eager to grab the first credit. North. 7 people. Move most carefully. It should be the main attacking team. We're also scattered footsteps approaching from other directions. 26 people are rushing here. You flip through the foil package. Beef jerky is not cooked. Then you look up. He said a word to the trees around the clearing. Come on. Don't pay tribute. The footsteps in the forest stopped. When you come stop by to see if there is any dry firewood, the humidity here is not enough. The fire is not strong. 3 seconds of silence. Then, a grumpy voice came from the bushes to the southwest. What is this situation? 5 people rushed out from that direction. The leader is a fire-type awakener. Gadadi. His hands were already wrapped in flames. Xiao Leduo. Don't pretend. The fire-type noise gate is hotter than his flame. You think you can play tricks. He didn't finish his words. Because he smelled beef jerky. The wind is blowing just from your side. No. Soy sauce, black pepper, and a little garlic base accurately hit 5 young people who had not eaten since the competition. The flame of the fire awakened was shorter, not intentionally. It's a distraction. You are next to the fire. Pick a piece of roasted beef jerky out of the foil with a branch. Below it, took a bite. Chewed twice. Not bad. It's a little salty. You take the remaining 2 packs off the fire. You want to eat it. The 5 of them looked beautiful. He's inviting us to eat meat. Don't be fooled. This is psychological warfare. But it really smells good. The VIP box. The red wine glass in Lin Jiangxing's hand did not shake. For the first time, he looked at the figure on the screen chewing beef jerky next to the fire. The steward whispered next to him, "Master, do you want to notify them to do it immediately?" Lin Jiangxing did not answer. He was thinking about a question. What the hell are you doing? A person was about to be besieged by more than 30 people. Choose to actively expose your location and attract all enemies to gather. There are only 2 explanations for this behavior. Or Shin. He is sure to face these more than 30 people at the same time. Lin Jiangxing's right finger stopped on the scabbard for a second. He chose the 3rd explanation. Either he wants to bring everyone together. Then only one fight. The first wave of attacks comes when you swallow your 3rd bite of beef jerky. 5 people in the southwest took the lead. A fireball with the size of a bowl shot straight from 30 meters away. Main team, the trio arrived in the northeast. A row of knee-high earthen spikes gushed out from under the floor, advanced towards the center of the air. The plant vines of the 7 in the north also stretched out from the canopy. Firabal's earth thorns vines and 2 metal flying blades. 5 attacks cover the center of the open space from 3 directions at once. You get up quickly. You didn't flash. You did something that made the narrator almost swallow the microphone. You hold the half-bitten beef jerky in your mouth. Drop the school uniform jacket spread on the ground with both hands. Wrap the remaining 2 packs of foil beef jerky in your coat. Throw it behind a solid tree stump 5 meters away. Then you pull out the sea-tied fork. The fireball arrived. Distance is less than 2 meters. You raise your right hand, not the index finger. It's the palm of your hand. There is no condensation water whip. The water-rich molecules within a height of 30 meters above the open space are controlled within 0.2 seconds. Diffuses into a transparent film of water with a thickness of only 0.3 millimeters. Water curtain. The fireball crashed into the water curtain. Was no explosion. The water film vaporizes instantly at the high temperature contact surface. The resulting expansion force changes the direction of the fireball's flight. Deflected 15 degrees. The fireball grazed your left shoulder and flew over. Smash on the physical stump behind you. The soil thorn has arrived. Your feet are moving. Take a step to the left. Avoid the first row of dirt spikes. The body is lowered by 30 centimeters. The second row of earth thorns brushed past the top of the head. Take half a step back with your right foot. The third row of soil spikes break through the soil 2 centimeters in front of the toes. The accuracy of positioning does not depend on the eyes. It is the sole of the foot, an application of water-based abilities that most people ignore. By inducing the displacement change of water molecules in the material gap, real-time heat maps of the movement of all objects under the floor can be constructed. Your steps have not hesitated. Every step is in the safe gap between the earth thorns. Plant vines fall from overhead. The tied fork drew an arc. The fork tips did not cut off the vines. Instead, use a 3-pronged structure to hook the vine. Outward 1. Apply torque perpendicular to the direction of growth. It is equivalent to twisting a towel. The fiber structure is destroyed. Vine broke on the spot. From the first fireball landing point to the vine break, it took 4 seconds in total. You stand still. The total distance moved under the foot does not exceed 2 meters. The beef jerky in his mouth was still kissing. Nothing. The audience was silent for a beat. Note, the narrator's voice came back. But it's violent. He didn't fight back at all. 3 completely different ways to deal with it. Switch in less than 4 seconds. This is not the speed of judgment that sea level should have. The panel brushed the screen in the field of view. Shock 45. Shock 61. Large amount of money has begun, but you don't don't have time to look at the numbers, because the second wave is here. The 7 on the north side broke out of the tree line. The 2 metal players in the front row acted as meat shields. 3 remote outputs in the middle row. 2 auxiliary types in the rear. Meantime, remaining 16 people poured out of the tree line from other directions. 28 people. Surrounded from all directions. 28 people. Fire at the same time. Fear buzz. Wind blades earth. Spikes metal. Flying blades vines ice picks. Less 7 ability attributes of Xianyu Liang Wang 60 degrees. Full coverage angle smashed. Spatial. The narrator shouted until the sound was broken. 28 people shot in unison. All-round coverage. Xiao Leduo is in a lot of places. His next word got stuck in the noise. Because you disappeared. Not teleportation. It is a way of moving that is so fast that the frame rate of a holographic camera cannot keep up. 28 attacks converge in the center of the open space. And the psionic cushioning alloy floor was torn open with a 6-meter diameter pit. Smoke and dust filled the air. In the center of the open space. No one. There was only a charred gray-blue school uniform jacket. It was thrown back from behind a tree post a second before you fired. Give the dummy. Someone in the audience screamed. Some complained. Some people laughed so hard that they couldn't stand up. The numbers on the panel have started rolling at a speed you've never seen before. Shock 88. Shock 77. Shock 156. But you don't have time to look at it. Your voice comes from mid-air, 7 or 8 meters of position. You stand on a solid beam. The dome structure frame that simulates the ecological site is exposed. The sea-tide fork is across the shoulder. You look down at the 28 people in the pittle. The fire shines on your face from the bottom up. You said something. The tone is like commenting on a group assignment. Your cooperation is not good. 28 people hit 1 point. 12 shots missed. The fireball that deviated the farthest flew out 9 meters. You look at the fire system D level. You go back and practice your arm stretch. Fix targets at a distance of 30 meters, spread more than 2 meters. The district sports meeting can't pass the primary election. The audience made a sound that was difficult to classify. Not laughing or screaming. It was the pair that was taken from the chest bag and forcibly squeezed out after a performance. It is the one who wants to make people squeeze out after the signature dance line has a skin and a super line of art. It is the kind of person who is forced to have a behavior in the chest bag and squeeze out after the art tree. Betting market had collapsed 30 seconds ago. The dealer system is reporting an error. In a VIP box, Lin Jianxing's red wine glass stopped at his mouth. The liquor does not move in the glass. For the first time his steward spoke without waiting for instructions. Master, shut up. Lin Jianxing looked at the figure standing on the beam on the screen. The panel received a call-out. Lin Jianxing's mood swings were detected. Tape. Look at it with vigilance. Strength. The middle is high. Shock. 18 o'clock. From 3 to 18. Ants were taken to Tiger Town. You on the beam retract your gaze. Your gaze swept over the 28 people. In the end, Luo was the one who stood in the Dick's row with his hands in his pockets and never made a move. That person is also looking at you. The expression is very flat. The 2 people looked at each other for about a second with a height difference of 7 or 8 meters. Put the tide fork off your shoulder. Fork, tip down on the metal surface of the beam. The first round of this battle for survival is over. 28 people shot in unison. 0 hits. You didn't pay a bite back. Only 4 minutes have passed since the game.